Get ready for 2 farmhouse DIYs, perfect for spring and summer. And as always, DIY treats. Welcome to my channel, Craft, Eat, Repeat. Hi guys, it's Aneka and welcome to my channel, Craft, Eat, Repeat. So today I have 2 super easy and fun DIYs for you to give your house that farmhouse feel, and they're made out of duplicate items that I got from Dollar Tree for past projects. So a lot of times what I'll do, because if you guys have been following my channel, you know that I'm a beginner crafter. I love crafting and creating, but sometimes I'll have an idea or I'll see something and I'll be like, that looks easy. And then like 3 hours later, I'm like, this is a mess. So I normally grab some extras just in case I need to start over. So I had some extra pizza pans and those cute little windmills that Dollar Tree had just come out with at my last trip. So I hope you enjoy them. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you like what you see, please consider subscribing. Everybody hit that notification bell so you'll be ready when my next video comes out. And when the video is over, please head down to the comments and let me know which one was your favorite, or just say hello and give this video a big thumbs up. Okay guys, it's time to craft. So I'm gonna start out with this galvanized steel planter and this windmill. I got both of them from the garden section at Dollar Tree. I'm gonna go ahead and paint the planter white. Of course, you could leave it the steel color if that matches the decor in your house. I just like the nice fresh look that I get with the white along with the jute twine that's on the top of the planter. I use chalk paint for this. Depending on the paint that you use, you'll need just 2 to 3 coats to give it nice full coverage. Next, I wanted my windmill to stand up above the top of the planter, so I got these craft dowels from Dollar Tree. The thinner skewers came from Dollar Tree, and I believe I got the bigger ones from Walmart. I'm not sure because they were just in my stash, but they do have them at all craft stores, Walmart and Dollar Tree. Now I wanted these to be a little bit of a darker color, so what I did was took just a little drop of chalk paint in a brown color. I diluted it with water, and I'm just going to go ahead and paint my dowels all over. This is going to give it a little bit of a stained wood finish, and I think it'll go a little more nicely with the color of the jute twine that's around the planter. Now, once those were done, it was time for me to construct my windmill. Now, like I do with a lot of my crafts, I was just kind of going off the top of my head, seeing how I could put this together. I've seen a lot of these windmills that are kind of standing or leaning on their own, but I wanted to combine that with flowers. So I used some wire cutters along with some needle nose pliers to detach the windmill from the welcome sign and the little apparatus behind it. I needed some stronger wire cutters, which I did not have. I'll have to go out and get some once we're able to go out and shop again, but I worked at it and it eventually came off. Next, because of the length of my dowels, I needed to build up the bottom of this planter a little bit, so I had this little wooden circle. I think I got it from Walmart or somewhere like that. Once again, it was in my stash. You can use anything to build up that bottom part, or you may just have some longer dowels. Once I put it in there, my dowels were just the right height for what I wanted. So I just placed it inside of my planter to make sure that I had the width right at the bottom. And then I just used some hot glue to attach the 2 dowels together. Now I was going to do 3 of these all together, but I wanted to make sure that I didn't make them too wide for my planter. And that's why I decided to do it in this order. Once I had those 2 together, I went ahead and cut my skewer into about a 2-inch piece. And I just cut that right off with some wire cutters, or you could use some strong scissors. And this is what I wanted to use to just give my dowels some stability so that they would be able to stand on their own without moving too much and hold up my windmill. So once I had my skewer cut, I put my dowels back where I wanted them, and I just used a little bit of hot glue to attach them, and this made my frame nice and sturdy so that I could go ahead and continue building my base for the windmill. So now that I had the beginning of the base of my stand together, I just added a little dab of hot glue and also with it inside of the planter to make sure it was the right distance away from the front, I went ahead and glued that third piece onto the base of my windmill. And then I added those crossbars again to my base. Now you saw me in the beginning paint 3 skewers. That's because I had no idea how I was going to construct this thing. After finishing, I can see you only really need 1 skewer because you're only going to use a small piece to put it together. I added my skewers onto all 3 sides of my windmill base, and that was it. You guys, this was nice and sturdy, and if you just wanted to do your windmill without the planter, you could do this. This would stand up on its own. But I wanted to add that windmill right on top so that I could put flowers into my planter. So I put a little bit of hot glue, added my windmill on top, and I did make sure that one of the arms of the windmill was pointing down just so that it would cover up all that hot glue that I used, and that was it. This is how it would look outside of the planter, still with that adorable farmhouse feel to it. Because I wanted to put it inside of my planter, I just added a little dab of hot glue to one of the legs of the windmill, stuck it right in so it would be nice and sturdy as I moved around, and I added my flowers to it. I absolutely love this. I love that I can change out the flowers depending on the season, and I can have this piece of decor around all year long. Next, we're going to make a craft out of pizza pans from Dollar Tree. So I got this pan from the Dollar Tree. I got a few extra. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with them, but this idea was just too adorable for me to pass up. So I went ahead and I painted about 2/3 of the bottom of my pan with green. After completing this, I realized that you only really need to focus on that outside edge about 2/3 of the way up and maybe 2 inches around the inside. That's all that's going to show. So if you want to save a little bit of your paint, you can focus more on that outside part and a little less in the middle. I went ahead and used a blow dryer just to help this to dry a little more quickly, and it only took me about 2 to 3 coats to get the color that I wanted. Next, I needed to fold my pizza pan over, and I wanted it to be a little bit off center. So I tried using a ruler to kind of mark off where I wanted to fold it. This gave me a good idea of where I wanted to fold it, but honestly, this pizza pan folded in the way that it kind of wanted to fold itself. So I'm not sure if all of my work with my ruler really paid off, but if you want to try that, that's definitely an option. And if anyone has any tips for me on how to fold these and make it do exactly what I wanted to do, please let me know down in the comments. So as you're folding this, you want to make sure that your sides stay out nice and straight. So you have to kind of be careful, watch what you're doing, watch how the metal is folding, and just go ahead and work that metal down into the shape that you want. Now there might be a few dents here and there, that's okay. You can pop them out, and just for tiny little dents, we'll be covering this up with paint anyway, so it won't really matter. What you want is that outside edge and 1 inch or 2 of the bottom to show. We are going to make a watermelon out of this, and all we need is a little bit of that green for the rind. So once that was folded in the way that I wanted, I went ahead and slipped some poster board right in between so that I would not mess up my nice green that I just painted, and then I painted the top with red. You want to make sure you go all the way to the edges and a little bit over the back edge of this because that will be showing a little bit. 2 to 3 more coats of paint, and that's all I needed. Now I wanted to put some words on this, but I did not have a vinyl cutter or anything like that, so I'm going to go ahead and use a pencil transfer to put it on there. I printed out the word welcome on my computer and I colored the back with pencil. You want to make sure you cover every part of the letters with the pencil because this is going to give us an outline to trace to paint our word on there. Once everything was colored on the back, I went ahead and taped my word right onto my pizza pan. And I used a pen to trace the outline of the word onto my pizza pan. What this is going to do is transfer that pencil from the back of the paper onto my pizza pan so that I can fill it in with paint. Next, I used a black Sharpie paint pen to outline my letters, and then I colored those in nice and solid, and that's how I transferred these words onto my pizza pan. Now, if you have a vinyl cutter, you can of course use that to put your words on there, or if you have stickers, you could also use those. I know Dollar Tree has those big black letters that you can put onto projects. That would be another option too. After I finished all my letters, I went ahead and used that same black Sharpie paint pen to put watermelon seeds all over my watermelon. I just used a little teardrop shape to represent my seeds. I'm no artist, but I think these came out pretty cute. Now it was time to figure out how I was going to hang this onto my door. I decided to use this buffalo check ribbon. I absolutely love buffalo check and haven't used it in any projects recently, so I thought it was about time to bust that ribbon back out and put it on this project. So I just measured out about the length of ribbon that I thought I wanted to be able to have this hang down a little bit. I just kind of folded my ribbon over to make sure that the nice pretty side was the side that was showing. And I tied a bow off on the top, and I'll be able to just easily use this on a door hanger to hang my pizza pan welcome sign onto my door. Next, I had some small ribbon, and I thought about maybe putting it right over the welcome words like that. Let me know down in the comments how you like that. In the end, I ended up putting it up top because I had a tiny little dent right up in the top that I kind of wanted to cover up, but I'm not sure. I think I like one down by the welcome too. I absolutely love how this came out. It's so inviting and absolutely adorable and perfect for spring and summer. So usually when I'm crafting, I have a favorite out of the bunch, but between these two, I honestly just cannot decide. The flowers with the windmill is just so darling and has that beautiful farmhouse feel, and that watermelon door hanger just makes me think of brighter days ahead when we can get together and have picnics and hug our families and friends, and just that thought of getting together just really makes me smile. So I love both of them. Head down to the comments and let me know which one was your favorite. So I was thinking about the watermelon door hanger, and it gave me the idea to make this super easy, super quick treat for you guys, made out of stuff that you probably already have on hand at home. So it's time to eat. We're gonna start out this treat by making the classic Rice Krispie Treats recipe. About 1/3 of the recipe we're going to make first, and we're gonna color it with green food coloring, and then the other 2/3 we'll make second and color it with red food coloring. So for the green part, we need about 1 tablespoon of butter, 2 cups of Rice Krispie Treats, and about 1/3 of the bag of marshmallows. So you're just going to melt your butter into a saucepan, and then you're going to add your marshmallows. I found 1/3 to be about 15 to 16 marshmallows. You're going to melt them all down together, and then you're going to add your green food coloring. I added about 10 or 11 drops, and then I realized that the color wasn't going to get any darker than that, so that was it. This did end up with more of a pastel coloring. If you want a more green color, you're going to have to use the food paste based food coloring that you can get at party stores and things like that. So I'm just going to mix my marshmallows until they're nice and green, and then I'm going to add my Rice Krispies right into that. I'm going to stir it around and get nice coverage over my Rice Krispies. And once that's done, I'm going to let this cool for a minute or two just so it doesn't burn my hands. And what I forgot to show you was I did spray the bottom of the pan, and I also sprayed my fingers with non-stick spray. This helps it to be a little bit easier as you're molding your green Rice Krispie Treats right into that pan. You're just going to push it all around the ends and make a circle. Now guys, I did use a springform pan because this is just what was clean, so that's what I grabbed, but it made it easier in the end, so use a springform pan if you can. Now I made that other 2/3 portion of the recipe, colored it with red food coloring, and I'm going to push that right down into the middle of my green circle. Once again, spray your hands if you'd like, and you can use your fingers to help press that down and shape it into the shape that you'd like. Next, we're going to grab some chocolate chips. I had these semi-sweet ones on hand. You could also use dark chocolate chips if you'd like. That's a great flavor combination to go with these Rice Krispie treats. We're just going to turn them upside down and press them in to make little seeds. Pop that in the fridge for just a few minutes to harden, and then you can slice them up just like a watermelon. These are absolutely adorable, perfect if you have kids, but I'm a big fan of making cute things for myself even when my kids aren't around to eat them. I really hope you enjoyed these DIYs that I had for you today. Let me know down in the comments which one is your favorite. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time when we repeat it all again.